So, Joe, these playoffs, the Jazz are going in with different expectations because there's a different context. You guys have been, arguably the best team in the NBA. Are you approaching these playoffs any differently than some of the previous years?
Not in terms of the way we approach it, in terms of what we do and how we prepare for it. I think mentally, probably not even like different, but I think after we've made the playoffs the last few years. Last year, losing or being up 3-1 and losing um, hits you pretty hard. I think we felt obviously that we were in control. Well, we were in control of that series up 3-1, and for it to slip away like it did. Obviously, you give credit to Denver because they did it again the next round, I think, against the Clippers or whoever it was. So um, I think we all remember that, and we you don't want to forget that, and you want to use that as motivation. It's almost similar to what we've been through with the Boomers being so close to medaling and you have that kind of burning desire to not let it happen again and to move forward with it. So now the group's feeling good. It's good to we had a couple of days off and then get back into training and do all that. So we'll be ready. I think tonight at whatever time we find out who we're playing, which will be nice to know. And then have a couple of days, obviously, or 36 hours before that game.
So you brought up the analogy with the Boomers. How much does that shared experience of losing and, going through failure with that group, with a veteran group, how much does that build you guys going forward and prepare you and make you, not as scared or not as concerned about, the challenge that you have now?
Scared's not the word. I don't think I've ever been scared to play a basketball game. But yeah, using it as motivation, using it as something to push you. I think myself and Paddy and a few of the older guys, like we've been through a lot with this Boomers group since my kind of 2007. I think he made it in 06 maybe, or the qualifiers in 07. Like we started more kind of at the bottom, not at the bottom, but like we were building our program up, and we got to the point now where we believe we can win it. Like, why shouldn't we be? Well, it's disappointing we haven't won it the last couple of campaigns. So using it as motivation, using it to push you forward and keep working. And same with the Jazz, like it makes you just not want to leave. It makes you just want to keep coming back for more until we end up getting our ultimate goal, which is obviously a championship here and a gold medal with Australia.
So the Jazz is obviously front and center for you because that's what's right ahead of you, these playoffs and winning a championship. How do you compartmentalize those two things where you have the thing directly in front of you, which is, getting through each series with the Jazz, and then also knowing that this is kind of part of the preparation for a Boomers campaign where, you have two different things where you have the best chance, since the Karl Malone days for the Jazz to win a title, and you have the best chance ever for the Boomers to win a gold medal. How do you kind of compartmentalize the two things and make sure that you can focus on both?
You throw in having a wife and 3 kids, and it's pretty easy to kind of stay focused because I come in here every day and do what I need to do, and obviously put in the work and the mindset and all that. And honestly, right now, like the Boomers is in my mind, but it's very far back in my mind. It's I think understandably at the back of my mind. I still think about it a little bit. I talk to obviously my teammates. I was texting with Paddy last night about stuff, but I come in here and it's 100% completely about the Jazz. It's not about me using this as preparation for the Boomers, using this as anything else but to win a series and obviously hopefully continuously win series. And then like I said, I leave here and I go home and pick up the kids and have dinner and get food thrown at me and put them to bed and get a few hours sleep and come back and do it again. So for me, maybe someone else in this situation, it might be more difficult, but I've been confident and good enough, I guess, in my career to be able to kind of split those things apart and not focus on too much else except kind of what the present is. And the present right now is you, the media, and then I'm going to go out here and get ready for practice, and then I'm going to go home and be with my family. And when I'm doing those things individually, I think it's been a bonus of mine, whoever taught me how to do it, whether it was my parents or Matty Nilsson when I was young with his being his roommate, but just being able to focus on what I'm doing at the time. And I'll do this, go to practice. Hopefully we find out tonight. And as soon as this is over, hopefully very, very late, I'll be jumping on a plane the next day. And as soon as I kind of get on that plane, it will be that mentality will switch to what I need to do and what I need to get ready to obviously help the Boomers.
You spoke about how confident you are in your own abilities. You look like you get more comfortable every season with the Jazz, not just in the way you're playing out there, but with the organization and just being very comfortable being who you are, and just being the extrovert that you are. How much do you think that helps you, not just out there on the court, but also helping the other guys mesh together and helping the culture of the team, a team that could probably win a title?
Yeah, I don't know if everyone else in this room probably likes me for me being me every day. I mean, it's what the organization lets us do, lets us be. I think the Jazz has always done a very good job at recruiting high quality people in general, except our two media guys right here. But same thing, like Jordan Clarkson was saying a few weeks ago, like just letting him be himself, letting him play the way that he not has always kind of wanted to play, but the way that works for him, the way that works for our team. It's and it's the same with me on the court, off the court. Just letting me be me. They know when I'm here, I'm all in and I'm locked in, but they know when I leave here, like, don't text me about this, that, and that. Like I'm with my family, I'm with my kids or with Renee. And the organization, I think, has done an amazing job for a long, long time of letting or supporting players of their personalities or their other interests outside of basketball with the autism stuff we do. The Jazz are the first ones every time to back it and support it. So I mean, obviously my first few years, like getting to know the NBA and the system and the people and everyone around the city. But yeah, I've felt better, more comfortable. I mean, honestly, not that I would ever want to say it too many times, but it feels like home. It's just a normal. When I land back in Salt Lake, it's comfortable. It's what I'm used to for the last nearly 10 years of my life.
And so it's not just the city; it's also you on the court. You look extremely comfortable, and things seemingly slow down for you every season. For you, as a guy who came into the league very late, had a very unique, upbringing in professional basketball relative to some other guys, most other guys in the NBA. Are you able to step back and comprehend your rise and what you've been able to achieve, considering where you started and the places you had to go before you got here, and now being the kind of player you are, as the shooter you are, and the person within the Jazz that you are as a player?
I think probably the first time I really step back for it was a very brief moment, but like taking the record or whatever it was for the most 3-pointers in the organization's history, and I've never worried about myself or my stats or anything like that. It's always been about what I can do to help the team win, whether that be me handle the ball every possession or me not touch the ball if we win. But when you look at the list on that list of guys on there, and to know that my name's up the top, and I think John was obviously the last one or second that I had to pass, and obviously the history and any time, especially within this organization, obviously when your name is near or close to any of those two guys, John or Kyle, you've done something right. So to be on that list, it was kind of like a step back for a second and like have a half a glass of wine and enjoy it for a second. But again, I think when you're in the present and kind of living in the moment of what we're doing and what we were doing this year too, I think it'll be something when I'm done and when I retire, if I'm still up the top, Donovan will probably catch me pretty soon. But if I'm somewhere up the top still, I'll sit back then and probably enjoy it and kind of relive some of the memories and stuff like that. But when you're in the heat of the moment, it's like, well, why not make another 10 threes or another, like bump the lead up even more? It's not something that I overthink about, because there is more to do. There has been some achievements done, and I am proud of where I've come from 10 years ago or 12 years ago when I first started in Europe or back to the Dragons. But yeah, I just feel like the way of my off-court life with Renee and the kids is great. And then I get to come into this organization. They, like you said, let me kind of be myself, and my body feels great. And that's a credit to our training staff, and just tweaking things each year as I get older and older. And yeah, I mean, I feel great. I feel, I probably don't look it. My eyes have got some bags, but I feel great, and I feel energized, and I just want to kind of keep this going as long as I can.
My last question is on the Boomers. You said you spoke to Patty recently. I assume you guys speak pretty often just about the challenge ahead,
Yeah.
and you guys need that medal, right? You guys need that gold medal. What are those conversations like between you guys? Is it thinking back to the other tournaments that you've been a part of? Is it looking forward to, X's and O's? What are those conversations between the Boomers core about?
Honestly, a little bit of everything. Yesterday, it was more Paddy congratulating me on my year and like wishing me luck for the playoffs. And obviously for him, he was kind of packing up and going wherever he's going to go now to kind of prepare himself for the Boomers. So I actually, just as I was walking in here, had a text from Delhi just saying good luck and stuff. So as the year goes on, it's all different stuff. Obviously, in a normal year, we can catch up for dinners and sit down and actually talk a bit more. But yeah, we text and talk all year. Matty Nielsen's been a big part of it this year, obviously being on this side of the world as well, and being probably kind of heavily involved, especially with Gorge doing what he's doing right now with his team. So just speaking to him, and they're watching clips of all of us. They're getting our stuff ready, getting prepared. And obviously when the day comes, like I said, for Paddy, it was the other day, for Delhi more recently as well. Bainesy as well. everyone's on holiday except me and Ben, I think, and Matisse. But obviously as that goes further down, we'll obviously keep talking throughout, but we'll obviously get more serious as we get closer to it. And it's cool to be able to play over here and obviously be Australian and have friends that I've known, like Paddy, since with the AOS, and be comfortable with sharing anything and talking about stuff. So yeah, it's exciting when you do talk about it, but you obviously, depending on what part of the year it is, there's still a long season ahead for us. And so like I said, those guys are probably more focused on that right now, getting ready for the Boomers campaign, where I'll still have it in my mind, but it will be a bit further back until we do what we need to do here.